of the dynamic duos, particularly in the Western Conference. Player empowerment. Kawhi teaming up with Paul George. How will PG's shoulder affect the load management of Kawhi? Oh, they've long lusted to play with one another, and now LeBron and AD are doing just that. But do they have enough around them to make it work? Reunited and feels so good. Russ and Harden, they went to the NBA Finals together in Oklahoma City, and now they're back together in Houston. We're back with 3D and Sam Mitchell. Guys, let's talk which new Western Conference duo has the most pressure to succeed. Is it Russ and Harden? Is it AD and LeBron? Or is it Kawhi and Paul George?
Wow, that is a tough question, but I'm going to go, look, anytime LeBron James' name is mentioned, it's got to be LeBron and AD. They're in the biggest market. You're talking about the Lakers. You're talking about one of the storied franchises. You're talking about LeBron James, Anthony Davis. All the storylines are compelling. All those guys, a lot of pressure on them. But I think for me, it's got to be LeBron James and AD.
Yeah, I have to agree, but I'm going to go different because we're going to have fun with this. James Harden last year has proven us he's arguably should have been an MVP probably last year, but a lot of people pick Giannis. I get that. But now you're bringing in one of your best friends who the last time you went to the finals, you played with him in OKC. I think James Harden put pressure on himself to say, I finally got the help. Chris Paul, we love you. But we know you were getting a little bit older in the tooth, longer in the tooth, as they say. We know we got hurt the hamstring and so forth. But now I got a guy who's still young enough, who just had 3 straight years of triple-doubles. I think the pressure's on the Houston Rockets to finally get over the hump and get to the finals.
And let's face it, too. Harden and Westbrook, for different issues, have had major issues in the playoffs.
That's right. So that's why I'm with you, because we all know LeBron, 17th year, the Lakers, the history. I get that. But for James Harden, for some reason, he's finally said, you know what, I'm tired of y'all talking about LeBron. I'm tired of y'all talking about KD. What about the beard? And now I got somebody I feel I can go to war with. I'm putting pressure on me.
And instead of having to campaign each summer for why he should have won the MVP, it'd be nice to focus on a team award like the championship.
I agree with all that, but look, arguably, James Harden could have been MVP the last 3 seasons.
Correct.
I mean, let's just call it like it is. He's been the best player. When you talk about offensively, what he's done, he's changed the rule book.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
He's changed rule book. So when I look at James Harden, what he's done, and he could have won the last 3 MVPs, and then you teaming him with Russell Westbrook, it's going to be dangerous.
How many NBA championships will LeBron win with the Los Angeles Lakers?
LeBron, I'm going to say you got to get at least 1. I mean, only because he's getting so much older. If he was younger, I might say 2 or 3, but as much as we love him, Sam, unless he's ready to really defer a lot to AD or uplift AD and be a better leader, he may get 1 before it's over with.
I think for LeBron James to win a championship with the Lakers, he's going to have to lead the league in assists. He's going to have to average about 13, 14 assists a game.
Okay.
And my thinking is this. It's not about the scoring. You got to figure out how to get all those other players other than AD involved. If Frank Vogel's going to put the ball in your hand and make you the point guard, you got to do that. And then last but not least, LeBron's got to pick and choose his moments because he's 17 years in the league, but he's got to up his defense. He's got to give it to us on the defensive end.
How long will it take LeBron to figure out how to work with AD, and how long will we know before we figure out whether AD is the perfect complement to LeBron?
That's not going to take long at all. The question is going to be with Frank Vogel is how do you manage when both of those guys are on the floor and one guy goes to the bench? That's going to be the bigger Laker problem, because when LeBron goes to the bench, who has the ball? Who's pushing it? Who's making sure AD's eating? Where's the continuity? Those type of things for me, Sam, that's what I worry about for the Lakers.
Well, when I look at the Lakers, to me, LeBron James going to have to defer. Like he did with Kyrie Irving in Cleveland. He's going to have to defer to AD. He's got to lift AD up to be the best player on that team, the best offensive player. We know LeBron may be the best overall player, but AD's going to have to be the guy that leads them offensively and then on the defensive end also. So I think when I look at the Lakers team, I don't know how good they're going to be if they can win a championship, but I do know it's time for LeBron to start slowly passing that torch and bringing AD into that championship fold.
But we got to find out if AD's ready for that moment, and he's got to be available. We know about all the games he's missed, and while he's been healthier over the last couple of years, he still has a tendency to run back to the locker room a lot during games. Lakers can't afford to be on the court without LeBron and AD.
And to add to it, we talked about it last week, AD doesn't want to play the 5. Yeah. Well, how do you have AD on the floor, LeBron on the floor, Kuzma on the floor, JaVale McGee on the floor? Somebody has to play the 5. Yep. LeBron, you have to play some 4 if you don't want to guard the 3. Right. Those type of things that coaching staff has to figure out.
To Houston, will Russell Westbrook average a triple-double for a fourth straight season?
No, and I don't think he needs to. I think with this team right now, look, Mike D'Antoni's going to want those two guys to score. He's going to want James Harden and Russ to average 60 a game. Now, combined, I think those guys are average from anywhere from 16 to 22 assists a game between them, but I don't think Russ needs to do that for them to win.
All right, let's go to his new teammate, and that's James Harden. Will he win the scoring title for the third straight year?
No, I don't think he'll win this year. He doesn't have to. He's going to be up there at the top 2 or 3 in scoring, but I got some other guys that may overcome him this year. But I just think, once again, like I said earlier, James Harden likes to put pressure on himself. We saw some of the videos this summer, how he's working out. He's adding more tricks to his game. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I just think that he, along with Russell Westbrook, they're going to shock people. Clint Capella, sorry, Russell, he's going to take all those rebounds now, but it's going to be better for the team.
Who's got a more difficult task when the Rockets are on the court? The defender who has to be assigned to James Harden, or the referee to determine whether it's a travel?
Oh, it's referee. Referee.
Because the defender don't have a chance.
Yeah, referee all day long.
The defender don't have a chance. It's the referee.
All right. We've got, obviously, Kawhi. We've got Paul George. We've got Patrick Beverley. We've even got Montrezl Harrell. Are the Clippers, by the end of the season, going to be the best defensive team in all of basketball?
If they're not, Doc Rivers is going to be terribly disappointed. You just said it. Name off those 4 guys right there can all be first or second team all defense. And out of the 4, one of them could be defensive player of the year. So I think if the Clippers are not the best defensive team in the league from start to finish, then I don't think they have a chance to achieve their goals, because even though they got those 2 guys, they're not going to lead the league in scoring.
No, you think about it. Paul George, top 1, 2, or 3 in steals last couple of years. Patrick Beverley. So you have guys who've always been on either 1, 2, or 3 all defensive teams. So it's all about all those guys buying in.
By the way, I failed to mention in that also Rodney Magruder and Mo Harkless, 2 guys that take a lot of pride in their defense.
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be.
It's going to be. It's Doc Rivers.
I'm glad,
right?
because it's bringing defense back to the NBA.
And it's interchangeable parts too, right?
Yes, interchangeable parts. So if they go small, you put Kawhi at the 4 and Paul George at the 3, and you still have, shamming guys, young guys who can play D, running around the screens.
They're the only team that can switch 1 through 5 and still guard their man.
All right, let's go to the East Coast. Doc Rivers' former team, Boston, last year won 49 games. Very disappointing. Will the Celtics win 50 or more this year?
Absolutely. They're in the Eastern Conference. Look at that. Look at the board of the Eastern Conference. Look at the teams. I mean, outside of Philadelphia and Milwaukee, who's going to finish after that? So I think the Celtics are going to win over 50 games. But again, I don't think it's going to be enough to uplift them in the Eastern Conference.
By the way, there's no requirement or law that says 3 or more teams have to win 50 games in a conference. So we could get a bunch of 500 teams.
You could. I mean, the Eastern Conference is that wide open. But I think that Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and bringing in, Kemba Walker, I just think those 3, they'll figure it out as the season wears on. They'll get there.
Okay, the MVP, if he had one flaw in its game, it was the outside shooting. Last year, just about 25.5% from downtown. Will he shoot better than 30% from three-point territory?
If he wants to win the MVP again, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that's what he has to work on. We saw, Sam, the first 82 games, he was coming downhill and could not be stopped. But when the playoffs came and things slowed down and they were cutting off those lanes and made him shoot that mid-range jump shot, that's when he's exposed. I heard he's been in the gym since USAB for, Euro basketball. I heard he's in the gym working on the jump shot. If it gets better, they do better. If it's not, they stay the same.
He can shoot 30%. What's the difference between 25 and 30?
That's
not
5%.
That's 5%, but look.
Yes, I got that math question right. There we go.
30% is not going to get you where you want to be. You have to shoot like 32 point something to be average. So to me, if he shoots 30%, so what? I'm still going to force Giannis to shoot jump shots, because at the end of the day, the tighter the game get, and then the deeper the game goes, those shots start doing like this.
Yeah.
You start aiming them instead of shooting them.
Much more predictions ahead. Is Zion Williamson a shoo-in? Get it? Shoo-in?
I like it.
To win Rookie of the Year? Or do our guys think that there's someone else who could steal the award away? Plus, who is going to the NBA Finals and who's going to win it all? We've got a show full of predictions, and it continues next.